Hi, welcome. On this video, I'm going to be walking Koda on the leash. So you're going to see me doing the structured walk with him, or I call it the relational walk. And so again, he's doing really, really well. Koda, I have him on the flat collar. So there's a pressure collar on him as well. You'll see right here. And that's there if I need it. If he's expressing a lot of challenge, but he's been doing really, really well. So, but again, I'm going to be using the flat collar on him. But again, as you move forward here, I'm moving forward with him. Here we go. Again, walking out in my neighborhood. This is a distraction exercise. So there's vehicles going by. There's neighbors out mowing lawns. So there's always lots of activity. So here he's looking a little bit. I'm tapping the leash. So I just kind of give the leash a little bit of a nudge if he starts to invest. So again, it's understanding what that means, the levels of investment, and not just that, but understanding how much control and power a dog has in the relationship to know, to understand why it has to be, you have to be more proactive with not allowing a dog to invest. So, because right at this point, a look just isn't a look. So again, traffic coming. So again, as you move forward here, it's always good. Again, he might be floating right beside me really well, which he is, doing really well. But still want to come to a stop. See, he's defaulting into the sit position. You can still do a little push-pull. I'm going to push-pull here anyway with him a little bit. And tap the leash. You can see his head's turning around a little bit. The camera's going to be a little awkward because I have to switch back and forth. So it won't be as steady as I want it to be. But again, move forward again. Again, so even as I walk with him, I'm just nudging just a little bit. So it's real kind of subtle, because the idea here is to stay ahead of the curve of his mind. So just as his mind begins to separate, his head turns the other way to invest. I want to give him assert a little bit of influence. Okay, that's how you communicate, to interrupt that state. So, but it doesn't take the form of a correction, because I'm not waiting right here. Just a little tap, see that? He's turning around. Here's a car coming, or vehicle. I'm tapping, there we go. Tapping. It turned in right behind us in the driveway. So he's trying to, he wants to check it out. But by me doing that, I'm basically saying, don't worry about it. I'm in control, I own it. And you need to stay in the follower script. So again, doing really well. Tapping. Right. So there's people, I'm not videoing these people, but there are people coming near us a little bit, getting out of their vehicles, doing really good. Again, a little view of the neighborhood. I'm going to go a little ways here, but again, even as I move forward, the idea is, again, he's got to stay right beside me, okay? He can't be trying to advance out front. If he tries that, I just, again, nudge him back a little bit, because the position matters. You want to keep his nose right behind my knees a little bit. Doing really good. I'm going to go up here a little ways further. I'm going to turn around. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. Great day for a little walk. He's putting right along here. Good exercise for him. But again, it's not just about exercise, it's about exercising both the mind and body properly. So now I'm going to make a turn. He's on my left side. See, I'm turning to my left, because the reason you do that is it helps through communication, through blocking maneuver. So I can make a little contact with my knee if I need to. But when you do that technique, you don't try to ram your knee into the dog's head, okay? Don't be aggressive with that technique. It's like communication. It's how you think. So a dog senses that you're in a leadership mode, okay? They'll respond to that, okay? He knows that, hey, Dale's turning into me. He feels my knee kind of near him, and he just stays back, okay? He doesn't try to advance forward at all. So again, going along really well here. Vehicle right there, trying to invest a little bit. Just have to nudge him a little bit. and doing really, really well. Continue to move forward. Making sure my battery here is in a good state. Yesterday I did some filming with him. I thought the camera was on, but the battery died, so doing really good. See, tapping a little bit. He's looking over. Garage door closing. Let's give him a little communication. Because again, it's important to interrupt all those states right now. Because what happens, the dog gains a lot of control. What happens, their mind begins to reach out and separate it at a high level. It's like they're seeking fulfillment. Okay, so it's control issues. Okay, the mind really starts to release itself that way. It elevates. So again, really important to consistently interrupt that state. And all that represents is me communicating with him, because he knows the intent. I'm saying, hey, I own whatever it is that you're thinking about. And that's healthy for him, at this point, because again, it just isn't a look at this point. Okay, it's about control. It's about me fading into the picture. That's what this method does. So again, tap him a little bit. Walk along. He's staying in a really good position. I'm going to stop here and do another sit. Tap. Now, even if a dog sits by default, still push a little bit on their back, okay? Especially if you're in process. If, sometimes I've seen that dogs will actually move faster, believe it or not, as about control, hoping that you don't touch them, that you don't assert that type of influence. I've seen that happen. Dogs are not stupid. Just understand that. They work the angles. So you want to make sure that you're getting influence happening, okay? I use the examples like a wave cresting another wave. The first wave is their movement. The second wave is influence coming from you, cresting right over their movement. So you want to make sure that you're getting that happening, that they're not moving around and you're not getting in their head that way. So real important that you do that. Moving forward really well. Back at the house. Good. Coming up. Come up here. Come up into the shade. Over here under my big tree. There we go. Back into the sit. Good. So as you can see, Koda's doing really, really well. I'm able to again use the flat collar, okay, on him. He's staying back. I do have to communicate with him and do some interruption, but he's not investing at a high level. So, he's really coming into line really well. And the good news with Koda 2 is that he's actually coming into the muzzle really well now. So he's moving right forward in the crate, accepting the muzzle, basically almost putting it on himself, okay, just moving his face right into it. That's a really good benchmark. Like when you see certain things happening with dogs, you know that they're beginning to accept their right role, okay? They're accepting the follower role. So, because they're accepting certain aspects of control. You'll see dogs that have a lot of control. You first put the muzzle on them, number one, they don't want to go into it. They'll back up in the kennel like crazy and put you in a really kind of bad position. You have to be really careful. Or once it does go on, they're trying to take it off like crazy, okay? They're trying to rip that muzzle off. So, you really have to make sure that you're doing everything to manage it, keep it safe. But again, the muzzle will start to come off, okay? Because everything fades away, okay? Everything's just a means to an end in the system. So it's not about never getting beyond the issue of control. It's using certain things like muzzles to keep things safe so that I have really good thinking. I'm not fearful of a bite, but again, once he goes into more and more of the follower role, then the muzzle can actually come off and stay off, okay? So that's how it happens. So anyway, doing really good. This is day 6 of the board and train, so we're almost halfway through, but doing excellent, and you'll see lots more videos coming up as well. So thanks for watching.